Alright guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're going to take a look at this character right here, the EZA INT RIBRIANNE, right? Now I remember when this character originally came out, her SSR was pretty good. Now, of course, she has her Dokkan Awakening, which, you know, has her transformation. And then now she has an EZA. So this EZA INT RIBRIANNE, I think is going to be a pretty substantial unit. She is pretty much sort of restricted the Peppy Gal's team. It's like, the way it's going to work with this RIBRIANNE, right? Because she gets 140% attack and defense start a turn. She gets 20% attack and defense per Peppy Gal category ally on the team. You don't need a full Peppy Gal lineup, but you're definitely going to want a couple. It's like, if they ever turned Universe 2 into a legitimate team, I mean, I don't know if they would, right? But like Rosie Kakunsa, maybe like an LR RIBRIANNE or something like that. Like, I don't know, maybe she could be good. Remember, one thing about the way some of these characters work, RIBRIANNE is on some unimpressive teams, right? So she's on Peppy Gal's, Universal Survival Saga, Transformation Boost, Special Pose, and Space Traveling Warriors. So there's potentially setups where RIBRIANNE could be nasty. Remember, you could use RIBRIANNE and Chilai on Space Traveling Warriors, for example, right? Link set is Battlefield Diva, Metamorphosis, The Innocence, Signature Pose, More Than Meets the Eye, Tournament of Power, and Shattering the Limits. We'll get all 7 activated next to, this is Rosie. Yeah, Rosie and Kakunsa. They pretty much both do the same thing. Now, RIBRIANNE is also doing a lot of other stuff, right? Like, she's debuffing the enemy, which would be good for some stages, right? Super Battle Road stages and stuff like that. She also gives Peppy Gals 2 key 30% attack and defense, which can certainly be very effective, right? And then she does launch a guaranteed additional that has a medium chance of being a super, both if the enemy's in attack down or defensive down, and then if the enemy is stunned or sealed. We can get these extra attacks from her, which I think could be fairly interesting if we actually see them do. So I think Rosie might debuff right here. So let's go and try this. So RIBRIANNE, by the way, is at 300k. She stacks. So we could see RIBRIANNE looking, I think, pretty good. Like, you know, if we have a proper linking partner with her, right, I think RIBRIANNE potentially could do pretty good. The only thing is that her guaranteed additionals, while they can be very powerful, it's one of those things where in the toughest content, you're not going to have access to those, right? Because, like, the toughest bosses in the game are immune to all that shit. You know, we could go into Super Battle Road and do it. So that right there, that should be the guaranteed additional because Goku was defensively debuffed. And then, of course, we got our girl Chilai. That was a pretty good rotation as well for RIBRIANNE, right? We did have a fair amount of support on rotation, right? Giving her a buff. Because remember, Chilai is honestly a pretty wicked support type unit. 39% and 3 key she gives. So Chilai, like, if we could run her, like, we're gonna run her. Some of these Peppy Gal's buffs are pretty good, right? I think EZA RIBRIANNE should be fairly good, and then Fasha and Chilai are the super crazy ones. Some of the other ones we'll see, like Chi-Chi and Bra, like how effective they can actually be, right? I'm not sure, right? Like, it's like, because people will scream and cry that, like, oh, more matters than just the red zone. Yeah, dude, sure, but like, Peppy Gal Extreme Super Battle Road came out 2 years ago. Universal Survival Saga Extreme Super Battle Road came out, what, a year and a half ago or something like that? Right? Like, all these stages where you could use RIBRIANNE, like, you could already beat, right? Like, this RIBRIANNE was a unit made for Peppy Gal's Extreme Super Battle Road. But, like, now she got an EZA on top of it, right? So it's like, the only thing is I'm just not really too sure where exactly we're going to use her. I imagine with some of these Peppy Gal buffs, I think, like, Fasha and Chilai are good enough that we definitely could probably beat Omega and Broly with the Peppy Gal's team for sure. I don't know if Videl is quite good enough. Certainly not Broly. Videl could probably put up a good fight against Omega, though, I'm thinking. Can this Goku still be defensively debuffed? He can. Well, I guess... I should keep in mind that RIBRIANNE is just doing it passively, right? She's debuffing this Goku. So we'll put RIBRIANNE in slot 1. She'll be able to tank a little bit better. Let's go and do this. Let's just see how RIBRIANNE is able to stack. Remember that Bra is giving 40% attack support right here, so we should be able to get an additional little number right here. 4.54. it's like Ribrianne, she'll be great. I guess like Space Traveling Warrior category Super Battle Road comes out, and like I feel like Ribrianne could be fairly powerful on that, right? Because like we could run her, Chi-Lai, and Fasha together, and at the bare minimum that would give her full debuff, right? Because you know we need a full 7 allies to get the maximum attack and defense from Ribrianne's passive for Peppy Gals, but you only need 3 Peppy Gals to get her debuff, right? And then she does also seal on her super attack effect, and she is stacking as well. She's good, but I mean, I guess I would say I would like if some of these Peppy Gal EZAs were actually made better. I would want to see them actually be a little bit stronger than what it is, because it's like, I don't know, like, is the Peppy Gal team quite good enough to, like, take down these red zone stages? Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like they could have made all of the Peppy Gal EZAs a little bit better. I think the 2 summonable units, Fasha and Chi-Lai, are completely fine. They're ridiculously powerful. But the other girls, I just don't see where we're using them, right? Because, again, people will go back to that same argument of, like, oh my god, I guess only red zone matters, which is just so stupid. Because, like, yeah, that's what matters right now is red zone. Yes, like that's where we need the characters to be good. Dokkan is going to be more piggybacking off of that level of difficulty, which was designed for 200% leader skills, than stuff that's designed 2 years ago, right? Like, it's, you know, I don't know, like a mouse could figure that out, right? Like, it's not tough. So, we will see. Keep in mind that Ribrianne was defensive debuffed last turn, so her defense is a little bit higher than what is displayed right there. But as we go on here, she can keep stacking, right? She'll just stack and stack and stack. If there is, like, a fight that you need to beat where you can run, you know, Chi-Chi and Ribrianne and Chi-Lai and a lot of these characters together, they definitely would perform well, right? Because the thing with these Peppy Gal category characters, most of the time, they are built a little bit more around, like, debuffing the enemies. So, like, again, Ribrianne is just passively debuffing the enemy, right? And then, of course, she's also got the seal and stuff like that. She ate that Ribrianne was already defensive debuffed. And then she ate that from Goku pretty well, right? Like, I guess that is strong, because, like, last year, INT units were certainly not tanking the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so that just goes to show you the you know, explosive power creep that the game has, especially after the 200% leader skills, right? I maintain the actual jump in power level in the game is because of the leader skills, not because of specifically Red Zone. Red Zone is just the newest sort of like upgrade and difficult content. People were crying about Super Battle Road, people were crying about Extreme Super Battle Road, right? Like, it happens, right, with these difficult content events. So, you know, we will see. And I've noticed this is a thing that's happening in Legends, too, where Legends, like, the game has become so top-heavy that, like, a lot of these characters that come out, it's just like, yeah, like, cool, but, like, they're not messing with, like, Ultra Vegeta and Gogeta and all these characters, right? And it becomes a thing where people are like, oh, well, you know, I think the character's okay. It's like, yeah, that's fine, but, like, you're not, like, okay, a lot of these Peppy Gal units, right, like this Ribrianne, like, where are we actually using her right now, right? Like, the content that you would want to test these characters out in, what is it? Tell me, say it. Where are you taking characters to test them out right now, man? The answer is not, I'm going to Peppy Gal's Super Battle Road. Hell no, it's not the answer of what we're doing, man. You know goddamn well where you're taking these characters. I'll probably, we'll give it a run with the full Peppy Gal team. Now, one thing they definitely could have made better for Ribrianne, her leader skill is Peppy Gals and Transformation Boost, 3 key and 150% of stats. I don't know why they couldn't have made her buff 170%. I don't see why. Because I would definitely feel more comfortable bringing Ribrianne in there than Videl, right? Videl is a 170% Peppy Gal leader, but, like, you know, Videl is now, I mean, a year and a half old, right? Like, it's power creep. So, like, that, Videl can struggle in some of these big-time red zone stages. We'll take her in, though. We'll see how it does. Let's see, what is Ribrianne getting up to? Just a lot of these similar sort of attack stats with her, right? Remember, Ribrianne is stacking as we're going through. Like, every single super attack she does is giving her extra damage. I don't know if I like these restrictions, though, around just specifically the enemy being debuffed, right? It's just one of these things where it looks super good on paper, but very often it's gonna do, I think, virtually nothing for you, right? Like all of these, you know, like, oh, like she's attack debuffing and sealing and stuff like that. Now, I mentioned this with LR Fusion Zamasu, how he has abilities that just seemingly are not, like, you can't use that. Even in Red Zone, right? Like, Red Zone, the way it's designed, you can't utilize all of Fusion Zamasu's abilities. So I'm wondering if there's, like, some different type of difficult content coming up soon. You never know, right? Maybe Ribrianne and some of these girls with all these different effects they have of debuffing can actually be super helpful, right? Like, it's definitely possible, right? Like, they do stuff like that sometimes where they'll drop these characters where it's like, I don't really see, like, what they're going for with them. And then, like, the event will drop and it's like, okay, that makes sense. She's able to get to decent defensive levels. I mean, but we are on turn 10, right? The thing is, turn 10 in the red zone against these tough bosses means they can one-shot you, right? Like, yeah, Broly's doing 1.2 million damage, so that's not going to be good. So, all right, we'll probably make this the last turn. Let me know what you guys think of Ribrianne. Again, I'm a little bit more of a tougher critic on a lot of these characters than most people at this point, but it's just, I am gearing them more towards the relevant content, which right now is Red Zone, right? They have not given us any other types of content really since the Red Zone. Like, that's what they dropped, right? Like, I don't know that, like, an infinite Dragon Ball history stage counts. Now, the good news is they did recently talk about several different types of difficult content coming soon, part of Worldwide Download Celebration and part of the Dragon Ball Superhero collaboration. So, again, some of these characters like Fusion Zamasu, I think Dokkan Fest Pan, maybe like this Int Ribrianne, some of these characters who have abilities that maybe we can't fully utilize, we will have an event to fully utilize them soon. So, let me know what you guys think of Ribrianne. Definitely strong. I would say she seems like she's definitely going to be the strongest of the four Peppy Gals EZAs, although the Kid Chi-Chi's not a Peppy Gal, but you guys get what I'm saying. The girls, like, this is like girls season in Dokkan. Like, the start of August, every single time, Dokkan is giving big buffs to, you know, sort of like the girl characters in Dokkan, right? So, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys next time.